A reunion on a barren ice planet put Kirk, the Enterprise, and possibly humankind in danger in Star Trek The Original Series' first season, 7th episode, What Are Little Girls Made Of? Before I go any further, please note this review may contain spoilers, so if you've not yet seen this episode or any of the original series, this might not be the video for you. Let's warp into this. Having spent years searching for her archaeologist fiancé, Nurse Chapel and the Enterprise finally locate Dr. Roger Corby on the ice planet XO3. However, Corby and Chapel's reunion soon turns sinister as the Doctor traps Kirk on the planet's surface, revealing his plan to replace humanity with a sophisticated race of androids that once ruled the planet. Demonstrating his abilities, Corby creates a seemingly perfect duplicate of the captain, but cracks in his master plan soon appear as the android's true limitations become apparent. What Are Little Girls Made Of offers interesting ideas and the tantalizing potential for deep universe building, bolstered by creative production design and filmmaking. The episode doesn't quite fill its potential, however, and suffers from questionable storytelling decisions, but overall is a welcome return to form following the considerable blip that was Mudd's Women. Written by legendary horror author Robert Bloch, the episode leans heavily on his early Lovecraftian influences, with unseen but very much present ancient android population and their Old Ones creators providing much of the episode's intrigue. Not seeing more of this world might frustrate some viewers, and the episode is certainly guilty of the old show don't tell sin, but I'm a little more forgiving in this instance. After all, the potency of Lovecraftian cosmic horror lies in the lack of knowledge, and here that remains very much the case. Another of the episode's more heady concepts is the nature of the machine and its ability, or in this case, inability to replace man. This is something we've seen many times over the years, done to varying levels of success, but back in 1966, I imagine this was probably a powerful notion and a change from the pulpy beep-boop automatons that ruled the genre at the time. The question of whether or not Corby's androids are capable of human weakness is explored quite well, even if we're only scratching the surface here. The success of this is really down to guest stars Ted Cassidy, who is perfectly cast as the formidable Rook, and Michael Strong, whose portrayal of Dr. Corby probably deserves more recognition among the pantheon of complicated Trek villains. But it's Sherry Jackson's Andrea that made the biggest impression. No, it's not because of her stunning looks or risque outfit that had censors sweating buckets, but rather her understated performance that grew in complexity as her simplistic programming came into question. Jackson plays Andrea with childish innocence, but it feels off, giving the character a suitably alien-like feel. It's a performance that, in retrospect, feels very similar to the subservient artificial women from the Blade Runner universe, particularly Ana de Armas's Joy from 2049. On the other hand, however, Jackson's appearance was also directly responsible for some of the episode's weaker content that feels very disconnected from Bloch's original material, more than likely coming as a result of the episode's heavy rewriting, some of which took place literally as the cameras were rolling. The inclusion of Nurse Chapel was welcome initially, but following the introduction of Corby, she was largely relegated to a background prop character whose objectivity was blinded by her love for the Doctor, as well as her immediate and eye-rolling distrust of the only other woman in the room. Chapel's appearance is also at odds with her initial appearance in the earlier episode The Naked Time, where she made no mention of her long-lost partner as she passionately professed her love for Spock. Perhaps this is something we can simply blame on that episode's intoxicating space spore, but it's something that actually opens the door for this episode's biggest weakness, and that is the use of Kirk as its central protagonist. An episode featuring Chapel trapped on an ice planet surrounded by cold and unfeeling machines provided a great opportunity for the show to explore and further develop Spock's character. The scene featuring Kirk calmly interacting with his artificial doppelganger, which is the second time in as many episodes we've had two Kirks on screen, didn't feel suited to the captain, adding weight to the argument that this shouldn't have been his episode. Alas, the episode was probably never written with Spock intended as the central character. At this point, his breakout popularity wasn't known, and this was still very much Kirk's show. Regardless, and with knowledge of hindsight, this wasn't the right decision, and had this episode aired later in the show's run, who knows how much better this could have been. What a Little Girl's Made Of is a decent episode of a show clearly still trying to suss out its core premise and characters. The ideas are there. I particularly love how the episode got me thinking about artificial intelligence and the cyclical nature of civilizations, and these themes are touched on just enough to whet genre appetites. Unfortunately, the show was let down somewhat by some reductive characterization, as well as an overwhelming feeling that it was being led by the wrong character, a missed opportunity to explore what would eventually become the show's other, more pointy-eared main attraction. I'm giving What a Little Girl's Made Of 3.5 stars out of 5. But what did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Star Trek content like this coming soon. Until next time, I'm the TrekLad. Live long and prosper.